Lesson 9.
He just asked me if I would take you off the story. He's a reporter. I can't control him. Ames, get off my back. Come in.
How are you, Stephen?
How can you ask me that? Have you seen the paper?
Yes. The news isn't good.
The advertisers are leaving WEFL because we don't have enough viewers. Peter Case won't be able to give the station away. Our news operation is a joke. With news like that, how well can I be?
I'm sorry. Is Detective Modine making any progress?
He spoke to a few people. He's been asking a lot of questions. I'm not sure what he's found out yet.
Stephen, what's your connection to Thomas Ames?
I don't have a connection.
Do you know him?
Yes. What do you know about Ames?
I interviewed him several days ago. He's the head of Mirage Realty. He didn't tell me much about himself.
Did he ask you any questions about me?
No.
Did he ask you about the station?
No. Why would he ask about the station?
Because he wants to buy it.
Is Peter going to sell it to him?
Not at the price he's offered.
When did he start trying to buy the station?
It's been a while now. Why?
Did he ever mention me to you?
Not until today.
You spoke to him today?
Yes. He just called, as a matter of fact. He asked me to stop you from doing the Nature Center story.
The man is despicable. That's probably why he wants to buy the station. I'm learning something important, something he doesn't want me to find out.
Jake, I can't stand Ames, but he isn't trying to buy the station to stop you. He's been after the station for some time. He asked Case if he would sell the station to him 6 months ago.
And he tried to buy it from Sam Finch, the previous owner. How much has Ames told you about himself?
Not much. I've learned a few things. We've had a few meetings.
Stephen, he's building apartments right next to the Nature Center. He's going to ruin it. Has he ever said anything about it to you?
Of course not. The man is not stupid.
How much has he asked you about me?
Nothing until now. He just asked me if I would take you off the story.
You aren't going to ask me to do that, are you, Stephen?
What do you think?
Normally, I don't think you would, but we're losing a lot of money. You don't want to lose your job.
That's true, Jake. But I have my standards.
So you're not going to try to stop me?
On the contrary, I want you to find out everything you can about Thomas Ames and expose him for what he is.
And what is Thomas Ames?
He's a greedy, evil, good-for-nothing.
I've never heard you talk about anybody that way. What's that?
It's for my stomach. My doctor says I'm getting an ulcer. He says if I don't calm down, I'm going to wind up in the hospital.
You are too nervous. Don't worry, Stephen. I'm going to figure this out.
Hurry, Jake. We don't have much time. The advertisers are leaving WEFL because we don't have enough viewers.
Advertiser.
Advertiser.
The man is despicable.
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 I want you to find out everything you can about Thomas Ames and expose him for what he is.
Expose.
Expose.
He's a greedy, evil, good-for-nothing.
Good for nothing.
Good for nothing.
My doctor says I'm getting an ulcer. He says if I don't calm down, I'm going to wind up in the hospital.
Ulcer.
Ulcer.
Wind up.
Wind up. 边砍边学。
He's a reporter. I can't control him. Ames, get off my back. Come in.
如果你没有听懂 Steven 的话，相信一定是短语 get off my back 在捣鬼。这是一个成语，意思相当于 stop bothering me， 别再烦我。比如有人总是给你打电话，你很烦他，你就可以抱怨说
I wish he'd get off my back.
请跟读。
I wish he'd get off my back.
再比如
I finally told them if they didn't get off my back, I'd call the police.
请跟读。
I finally told them if they didn't get off my back, I'd call the police.
Jake, I can't stand Ames, but he isn't trying to buy the station to stop you. He's been after the station for some time. He asked Case if he would sell the station to him 6 months ago.
从前面的学习中，我们得知直接言语是把别人的话原封不动地引用或者复述出来。我们也了解了如何把直接言语变成间接言语。那么如何把间接言语变成直接言语呢？先来看2个例子吧。
Stephen told Jake that he couldn't stand Ames.
Stephen said, Jake, I can't stand Ames.
Jake told Stephen that he was building apartments right next to the nature center.
Jake said, Stephen, he's building apartments right next to the nature center.
你明白了吗？原来直接言语通常都要用引号括起来，其形式大多是 somebody says 或者 somebody asks。当然，别忘了人称和时态的变化。现在我们来做一些练习吧。
For example, you hear,
Stephen told Jake that Peter Case wouldn't be able to give the station away.
and you say,
Stephen said, Jake, Peter Case won't be able to give the station away.
All right, let's begin.
you hear,
Jake told Stephen that things couldn't be that bad.
and you say,
Jake said, Stephen, things can't be that bad.
It's for my stomach. My doctor says I'm getting an ulcer. He says if I don't calm down, I'm going to wind up in the hospital.
Wind up 这也是一个经常用于口语的短语，意思是以什么什么为结尾，落得什么什么的结果。它相当于 to finish 或者 to end up。比如你要参加一个会议，通知上写的是
The meeting finishes at 9.
这句话也可以写成
The meeting winds up at 9.
请跟读。
The meeting winds up at 9.
现在都9点半了，而一位领导还在那里讲话，你就可以说
I wish he'd wind up the report.
请跟读。
I wish he'd wind up the report.
要点总结。在这一课里，我们共学了6个单词和短语，它们是
advertiser, despicable, expose, good for nothing, ulcer, wind up.
学会了一个成语
Get off my back. He calls me all the time. I wish he'd get off my back.
学会了一个动词短语
Wind up. Wind up in. The meeting winds up at 9.
学会了如何把间接言语变成直接言语。
Stephen said, Jake, I can't stand Ames.
This is the end of Lesson 9.